Hey there, tribe. Welcome back to the mat. For today's practice, we are cultivating patience in a hip opening practice. It'll be sort of a slow flow class, working with patience because the hips will not be forced, they will not be rushed, they will open in their own time. Hopefully this all seeps off of your mat and you can cultivate a bit of patience throughout your day as well. Before we dive into the practice, please come join us in the online tribe. Click the link in the description below, come share your practice, gain some inspiration, and inspire others. Also wanted to tell you about my awesome new yoga pants. These are from Yoga Democracy, and I love them because they make their pants out of recycled plastic bottles, which is awesome. And I will also post a link in the description below. You've got a 20% off discount using the code ROAMINGYOGI20. I will post that down below, so if you'd like to grab yourself a pair of these really awesome, eco-friendly, super comfortable pants, head on over there and check them out. They have some really cute prints. For this practice, you will not need any props. You'll just need your yoga mat. So go ahead, unroll your mat, and let's get started. Alrighty, we're going to begin this practice on our backs in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So bringing the soles of the feet together into butterfly legs and then lying all the way on your back. Letting the knees splay open. If this feels like it's a strain or it is a bit too much, you can make two fists with your hands, kind of lift the legs and bring the fists sort of where the glutes meet the hips and rest the legs on the fists. Alternatively, you can bring a couple of blocks underneath the thighs, or if you've got, cushions, pillows, whatever you've got, to support the legs if this feels like it's too much for your hips at this moment. Go ahead and bring right hand over the lower belly and the left hand over the heart. We're going to take a few breaths here to settle in, to center. To think about what it means to be patient for you. And maybe setting an intention to be patient with your body in this practice. To be patient with your mind in this practice. And be patient with your breath. And hopefully taking that intention out into your day so that you can meet all situations and people with patience. Taking just 2 more breaths here. And then go ahead and lift knees up towards the sky, bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth. From here, we're going to come into half of a happy baby. So bring the right knee in towards the chest, right foot towards the sky, and then take hold of the inside or outside edge of the right foot as you pull the right leg down towards the earth. Notice that the left hip will want to lift up. See if you can keep the left hip on the earth as you open through the right inner groin, the right hip, a little bit of the right hamstring. And then releasing the right leg, go ahead and cross the right ankle just above the left knee, creating a figure 4 in the legs. And then hug the left leg in towards the chest. The right hand's going to thread through the center of the legs. And you'll take hold of the back of the left thigh as you pull the left leg in towards the chest. Make sure that you're flexing the right foot. And you can take a few rolls with the left ankle here. Starting to gently open into the hips. Go ahead and release the left leg. Bring sole of the left foot flat onto the earth once again. Keep the figure 4 in the legs. And we're going to drop this whole leg package over towards the left. So keep the right ankle glued above the left knee on the left thigh. And take the legs over towards the left. So you're keeping this figure 4. Eventually the right foot will come flat onto the earth. If that feels like it's too far away, you can bring a block underneath the knee and the foot there to support you. Coming into a twist here with the figure 4 in the legs, and this might feel like more than enough sensation here in the outer right hip. If you'd like to feel a little bit more, you can bring the hand to the inside of the right thigh and press the right leg away from you gently. Go ahead and lift back up to center. Release the right foot, bring sole of the right foot flat onto the earth. And we'll switch sides. We'll come into that half happy baby on the left side. So bringing left knee in towards the chest, foot towards the sky, taking hold of the left foot and pulling it down. Bringing the left thigh to the outside of the torso. And again, notice that the right hip will want to lift. See if you can press the right hip firmly into the earth. And releasing left foot, cross left ankle just above the right knee, creating that figure 4 in the legs. Hug right leg in towards the chest. Left hand will thread through the center of the legs. Right hand to the outside of the right leg. Hugging the leg in, taking a few rolls of the right ankle. Releasing the right leg, sole of the right foot goes flat onto the mat and coming into that figure 4 twist. So keeping the legs exactly as they are. And you'll simply drop the whole leg package over towards the right. Sole of the left foot will come flat onto the earth or onto a block. And this might be enough, or maybe you press the left thigh gently away from you. And then lifting legs back up to center. Go ahead and hug the knees in towards the chest. And we'll take a few rock and rolls to come on up into tabletop position so you can roll back and forward a few times. And then making your way into a tabletop position. Stacking the shoulders right above the wrists, the hips above the knees. Begin moving through your cat-cows. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze and the tailbone. And exhaling to round the spine, press the earth away. Inhale, arch, lifting the gaze. And exhaling to round. Inhale. And exhale. And then from here, make your way into a downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, lifting knees and hips. And taking any movement that feels good here in this first downward facing dog. So pedaling the feet, bending the knees, shifting hips side to side, whatever feels good. And when you feel satisfied with movement here in this shape, begin to find stillness in your downward facing dog. Pressing firmly through all 5 finger pads. Pulling the belly up and in, the kneecaps up towards the hip points. Allowing the shoulders to melt away from the ears. And from here, slowly begin to walk the feet up to the hands. Finding hip width distance between the feet. Bring a generous bend into the knees as you let the torso and head hang heavy. So you can sway side to side gently here if that feels good. I like to shift my weight sort of in a circle around the feet. So coming over to the sides and back, opposite side and forward. Checking in with the entire back body. On your next inhale, lift halfway, crown of the head reaches forward. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Stay right here as you exhale, bringing hands onto hips. And as you inhale, come up to stand with a flat back. We'll come into a slow Surya Namaskar C. So bring the big toes to touch. Find your Tadasana mountain pose, standing nice and tall. Go ahead and hook the thumbs in front of the body. Inhale, lift the arms high, maybe finding a gentle back bend at the top. And exhaling to fold forward over the legs. Feel free to bend the knees as you fold. As you inhale, take the right leg way back. Finding a lunge shape in the legs, opening the chest towards the front of your mat. Go ahead and plant the palms, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, come forward into a plank pose. As you exhale, lower the knees to the earth, arch the back, bend the elbows, lower the chest and the chin to the earth. Inhale, slide forward, come into your cobra pose, and exhale back for downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot between the hands. Open the chest towards the front of your mat. And then step left foot up to meet the right, fold over the legs. Hook the thumbs in front of the body. As you inhale, come all the way up to stand, finding a gentle back bend. We're going to exhale to fold right back down over the legs. The left leg will step way back this time. Open the chest towards the front of your mat. Plant your palms and step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, the chest and the chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra pose. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step left foot between the hands. Open the chest towards the front of your mat. And then step right foot up to meet the left as you fold. Hook the thumbs in front of the body once more. Inhale, rise to stand, gentle back bend. Exhale, release the arms next to the body, stand up tall. Take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Take a moment here, standing up nice and tall. And from here, we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. So inhale to lift the arms up high, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, plant the palms and step back into a plank pose. Take an inhale here in your plank. And as you exhale, you can lower Chaturanga, lower knees, chest and chin, whatever you need. Inhale to open the chest into cobra or upward facing dog, and exhaling for downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to step the right foot between the hands. So bringing the right foot forward, left heel comes down. We're coming into warrior two. When you're ready, lifting the torso. So you want heel of the front foot intersecting the arch of the back foot. Front knee is bent, arms are long, gaze is over the front middle fingers. Go ahead and straighten the right leg. And you're going to reach forward with the right arm as far as you can reach, keeping the chest open to the side of your mat. When you can't reach any further, right arm comes down, left arm goes up, triangle pose. So you can bring the right hand onto the shin, but make sure you're not pressing into the shin. If you prefer to bring a block underneath your hand, bring a block under the hand, or you can allow the hand to rest in front of the leg. And the gaze comes up towards the left hand if that feels okay on the neck, keeping the legs super active. From here, side angle pose. The torso stays where it is. Bend the right knee. The right forearm can come onto the right thigh, or right hand can come to the inside of the right foot. The left arm will extend long over the left ear. The palm faces down. If you've got forearm on thigh, make sure you're not dumping the weight down. Stay lifted, so you should be able to lift the arm off the leg pretty easily. Beautiful. From here, come up through warrior two, straighten the right leg, turn the right toes so they are parallel to the left toes, bringing hands onto hips. Take an inhale to lengthen spine long. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lead with the chest, fold over the legs, bringing hands onto the earth for your wide-legged forward fold. Keep the legs active, so the quadriceps are staying awake. Continue pulling the kneecaps up towards the hip points. And then bringing hands under shoulders, inhale, lengthen the spine. Bring the hands onto the hips and come all the way up to stand. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So turn the left toes towards the back of your mat. So now you have the left heel intersecting the arch of the right foot. Bending into the left knee, finding your warrior two pose facing the back of your mat. Arms are active and strong, gazes over the front middle finger, left middle finger. Make sure that the right knee is not buckling in, so press, or rather the left knee is not buckling in. Press the left thigh out towards the left. You should be able to see your left toes just to the inside of your left leg if you look down. And go ahead and straighten the left leg. Reach long through the left side. Keep the chest open towards the side of your mat. When you cannot reach any further, bring the left arm down, right arm to the sky, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keeping the legs really active. From here, bend the left knee, left forearm to thigh, or left hand to the inside of the left foot, wherever you'd like to take it. Right arm extends long over the right ear, palm facing down, so you've got one really long line of energy from the outside edge of the right foot all the way through the right fingertips. Make sure you're not dumping down into the left arm. Stay lifted here. Should be able to lift that left arm pretty easily, keeping the chest spinning open towards the side of your mat. Go ahead and lift back up through your warrior two, straightening the left leg, turning left toes so they are parallel to the right. This time, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, pull the fist package towards the earth as you lift the sternum towards the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold over the legs. Notice if all of your weight is going back into the heels, and see if you can bring some of the weight into the balls of the feet, seeking out that sweet spot right at the center of the feet. Go ahead and bring hands to the earth. Inhale, lift up. And then walk all the way over towards your right foot, coming back towards the front of your mat. So you'll be in a lunge shape at the front of your mat. Plant the palms, take the right foot back, take your vinyasa here however you would like. Inhaling, open the chest. Exhale back, downward facing dog. And from here, we'll bring the right foot to step outside the right hand. So I like to bring my right knee over to the right tricep, really pulling the belly up. And then from here, step the right foot outside the right hand. So we're coming into lizard pose. I like to kind of shift the weight back and forward, maybe side to side a little bit as I ease my way into this hip opener. And you can choose to leave the left knee lifted, or you can bring the left knee to the earth depending on how you're feeling today. Left knee lifted will be a more active pose. So decide where you'd like to go with that. And you can stay right here on the hands. If you would like, you can experiment with coming onto forearms. If you have blocks available, maybe you can come onto forearms on a block or two, depending again on how your body is feeling. So you'll decide where you'd like to take that. I'm taking a few more rounds of breath here. Now from here, if you have the left knee on the earth, go ahead and tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and we're gonna step the left foot outside the left hand for Malasana squat. So you'll bring the left foot up and then drop the hips towards the earth. If your heels are super lifted, you can bring a rolled up blanket or a towel or maybe a cushion underneath the heels to help support you. You can keep the hands on the earth if that feels better for your balance, or you can experiment with bringing hands to heart center, pressing the elbows to the insides of the legs. And you want to reach the tailbone towards the earth and the sternum up towards the sky. And if this feels like it's not happening right now, if you have a block available, you can bring a block underneath your seat and just take a seat. So decide where you'd like to take this Malasana squat. We're only going to be here for another couple breaths or so. And then from here, go ahead and bring hands to the earth, and we're gonna come into lizard pose on the left side. So you'll keep the left foot outside the left hand, maybe turn it more parallel so it's facing, your toes are facing the front of your mat, and then take the right leg way back. The palms will be flat on the inside of the left foot, finding your lizard pose here on the left side. Again, maybe finding some gentle movement as you ease into this pose. It's a lot on the hips and on the hip flexor. So ease your way into it with patience. Maybe you bring the right knee to the earth. Maybe you keep it lifted. Maybe you come onto forearms. Maybe you stay right up on the hands. This side will likely feel different from the other side. Take note of where those differences lies without any judgment or labeling, just noticing what's present. And then from here, go ahead and tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and take the left foot, step it back, downward facing dog. Notice how the hips feel after a bit of opening. And from here, we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So take the right knee, bring it behind the right wrist. So bringing the left shin in front of the body. And I like to scooch myself back using my back toes so that my right hip will come down onto the earth. If you find that you are collapsing over to the right side, bring your weight over to the left, and if that lifts your right hip way off the earth, bring a block or a cushion, a bolster underneath the hip to support you. If this pose is not happening for you like this, you can come into this seated, coming into figure 4 legs like we did at the beginning, and you can take this pose here, or you can take it on your back exactly the same way we did at the beginning of the practice. So decide where you'd like to take your pigeon pose. This can be a pretty intense hip opener, so be patient with it. Don't force it. When you feel ready, you can lower the torso down over the right leg. I find that pigeon pose is one of those poses that people tend to hate until they love it. So observe where you might be on that spectrum, knowing that wherever you are is totally okay. Just observing where that is for you. If you are on the forearms, go ahead and lift the torso. And we're going to come into the other side. So you can choose if you'd like to take a vinyasa here, so taking the right foot back, or you can simply shift all the weight over onto the right hip, bring the left leg around, and set up the left leg for pigeon pose on the left side. So if you really feel like you need a vinyasa here, go ahead and take that. Otherwise, you can head right here. We'll all meet here. And if you're taking a variation on your seat or on your back, do your thing. Feel free to take this however works best for your body today. You can stay here with the chest lifted. You can begin to melt the torso down over the left leg. Slowly lifting the torso, bringing all the weight over onto the left hip, bringing the right leg around. And we're coming into a Viparita Karani, which is extending the legs straight up towards the sky. So if you have a block handy, you can use a block to bring underneath your sacrum. Otherwise, you'll simply lift the legs straight up to the sky. So it's a variation of legs up the wall. If you do have wall space available that you'd like to snuggle up to, go ahead and scooch on over and bring the legs up the wall. Otherwise, you can be right here, legs up, or if you have a block and you'd like to use it, you can bring that underneath your sacrum and then extend the feet up towards the sky from here. We'll be here just a few rounds of breath, coming into a nice passive, relaxed inversion. And slowly bending the knees, bringing the feet back to the earth. If you are on a block, you can come on off of it. If you did scooch up onto a wall and you'd like to stay there for Shavasana, you can feel free to do that. If you are on your mat away from the wall, you can go ahead and bring soles of the feet together, coming back into Supta Baddha Konasana, back where we started. Bringing right hand to the lower belly, left hand to the heart. Bringing back your intention of patience today. If you'd like to stay right here exactly as you are for your Shavasana, feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can extend the legs long, feet about as wide as your mat, arms by the sides of the body, the palms facing up. I will leave you here in this Shavasana today, so take as much time as you need to rest and to take everything you need from this practice. Thank you so much for joining me here on the mat today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.